Naxolone. This is right when the drugs started. That little checkerboard bag is what we kept all of our paraphernalia in. 14 years old, almost 15, I was a full-blown addict as far as IV heroin use, and I overdosed more times than I could count. And I've gotten so lucky that the times that I have overdosed, people did have naloxone on them.
Did you say that you've had any reversals around you? Any of your friends ever had a reversal on them? So if you have any questions about the kit, call. For the actual kits, what you get is 2 vials of medicine. If they don't respond, you want to err on the side of using this. You just pop that cap, draw it up, and the needle go for the arm or the thigh. Use this. So if I arrive on the scene and I think somebody may be in an overdose situation, I want to do what's called a sternal rub. If you're with somebody that you think has fallen into an overdose, or you show up at a house or somewhere and you think somebody's overdosed, there's just a couple of quick steps.
Keep clean, but that's about it.
Yeah, I got you. Just gotta move some right. And maybe if I can give you a couple flyers to give to people. So these just tear apart every so often.
Okay.
And again, single use. Biohazard box.
Free?
Well, the bank had it?
No.
Oh, no. Did they charge y'all the same rent?
No, it was.
Here in Cumberland County, overdoses are a daily or weekly occurrence. First started issuing Narcan or naloxone in May of 2015.
Police carrying naloxone is very important in our community and many others because a lot of times the police are the first one on the scene.
That's part of our job. Our job is to save lives. Time equals life. So if it's 5 minutes, that's 5 minutes somebody's not breathing. We can administer naloxone while we're waiting for EMS.
Minutes per box or so. What are these?
I believe these are FZOs.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
FZOs. Awesome. So I'm gonna grab this and put it in the car, and I'll come back in and get my other bag. All of this will be gone by like tomorrow or the next day. Because there's a lot of people that need it.
Right now we're fortunate that we're not having to expend any money to purchase the drug. However, if this funding runs out for the North Carolina Harm Reduction Coalition, then certainly we're going to have to seek it through our operating budget each year. And I think you start trying to make a tough decision on how much is someone's life really worth.
Thanks. You too. I've been clean since going on 2 years this November. I'm in school. Today was actually my first full day back in school, the first time in like almost 3 years. I'm going for my RN in the nursing program, and yeah, I had a great first day. So hopefully it'll stay that way.
To me, it enables them to stay alive, to have another chance to overcome their addiction. and be productive. Because you're not only talking about a person dying, you're talking about how it's going to affect their family, their friends, some of them have children. They have children and parents. It's not just that person.
Yeah, monkey, monkey.
So I'm also going to put my personal cell phone number on the back. And feel free.
Naloxone is an opioid antagonist, meaning it can basically neutralize the effects of it having too much opioids or opiates in your system. In North Carolina, we've seen an incredible rise of heroin overdose by over 500% since 2010. We've also seen a recent massive problem with the rise of fentanyl-laced drugs, which is extremely worrisome, but it could be a lot worse if we didn't have access to the life-saving medication, naloxone, also known as Narcan. We've had over 4,100 reversals over a 3-year period, the majority of which have come in 2016. And we've been able to give out over 32,000 kits because we truly believe if people don't have the opportunity to have naloxone, if people are going to die, and it's 100% preventable. And so a lot of organizations in our state can't afford it on their own. And so they all depend on us if they want to get access to the life-saving kits. We are very dependent on certain companies that give us donations. And if they don't give us donations, basically a lot of people die. Access to basic medicine such as naloxone is a human right, and why wouldn't anybody support it?
This is a generic, inexpensive drug that's an essential medicine under the World Health Organization, and that is really a miracle drug. It's a drug that won't hurt you if you don't need it. It brings you back to life almost instantly, and you don't have to be a medical person to give it to somebody. North Carolina has a very serious opioid epidemic. Several of its cities and counties rank among the highest in the nation for opioid use and deaths from overdose. But North Carolina also has one of the model programs in the country for responding to the opioid epidemic. It is quite inexpensive to make. As recently as 2005, it was selling for approximately $1 a unit. Currently, prices, depending on the format and the manufacturer, are ranging from $15 as a discounted price all the way through $3,000 and up for a different format made by a different manufacturer. But not enough law enforcement agencies are carrying it. Even in North Carolina, where more than 100 law enforcement units are carrying it, that still is only 1/5 of the agencies in the state. This life-saving medication should be affordable and available at every pharmacy in the country. Some people have asked whether giving naloxone to a person who's using drugs enables that person to continue using drugs. My answer to that would be, first of all, that it actually enables them to continue living. They're all also being offered treatment services and other harm reduction services that actually seem to bring them closer to getting into treatment.